Hey ladies and gentlemen, we are about to turn around together. I thought I'd save this moment for you and with you. Okay, we're gonna turn around and we're going to see the shutters for the very first time on the house. You ready? Give me a drum roll. That is beautiful. What's wrong with that? Oh my gosh, that looks fantastic. That is nice, huh? We painted the shutters. My neighbor did it. What is wrong with that? Looks sharp, right? Mm-hmm. Come on, tell me, Nick.
Doesn't look like your old house, though.
That is nice. It's still not yellow like I wanted. That looks
cream. It still looks nice,
right? It'll sell. We'll actually make $3,400 more. I looked it up. I miss my bay window. I certainly do. Maybe one day when I get the room back, many years from now. I don't know. We'll see. Because it did make us very, very happy. What memories we had. But doesn't that look fantastic? It's still not done. There's a lot of little doohickey things. And I'm going to need new stairs with a railing. And how pretty, huh? Go ahead. You can say it. How good it looks. It's still not yellow. I mean, to you, you're probably going, yeah, it is. But not the yellow that I love. It just, I don't know, we just had a misunderstanding, but it looks so nice with the shutters, okay? It looked really nice without them, but I think for the colonial look, you have to add the shutters because that was the whole idea back then, you know what I mean? Isn't that nice? Oh, Mr. Fry, this is for you, my darling. That's for you, my darling. Yes, it is. See? Even though he's in heaven, he still provides for us. Oh, Mr. Fry, you so badly wanted to see all these things. Well, from heaven you can, and I will join you one day, my darling. I'll join you one day. Doesn't that look good? Woo! And then what we'll do is, in the spring, I'll have my carpenter dude, paint all of this, make it all nice and all refreshed. This will be gone. We'll have to put a railing for my friends that are coming to live here. Actually, more than friends. Oh, wow. Yes. See, I feel so much better when there's one step closer. Every time something else gets done, that means that I can secure my future. I know God has totally secured my future. I'm speechless, really. I think about my life, and I think about anything that I've ever desired. I even down to the jobs that I wanted, down to the children. Do you know that Seth, my son, looks like what I imagined him in my mind when he wasn't even thought of? Yes, I said, well, if I ever have a son, I want him to look like that. And he looks very similar to what I had imagined in my head. You know what I mean? I wanted a job. I wanted to work over there, and I wanted to work over there, and I got the jobs. It's like, I want to marry that guy, and I will be with him forever in heaven, Yes. Okay, so it's true that I must carry on because of my children and because God doesn't want me going anywhere. He has me here because, for whatever reason, to take care of them. But I tell you this right now, I'm watching the birds, and I hope they don't go to the bathroom over me. But I'm just ready. I'm just ready. Because I look at everything now and I see it differently. Like, I used to love my yard. I used to love my house. I used to love life. And I love it in the sense that I am grateful to exist, because then I can spend all of eternity with God in heaven. That I am grateful for, like beyond, I can't even tell you. But I don't see. I think it's because I'm comparing it, I think a priest said it. He goes, you're longing for heaven, Lisa. And it's because of that I'm comparing everything. I look at my little sitting area over there when I used to have the cup of coffee with you guys, right? And, life was at its fullest. I had God, I had my man, I had my children, I had a beautiful home. What else is there? You know, I have extended family and then friends and all this here. Life is good, you know. And then you get one of your lungs taken out and you have a hard time breathing. And it's all God's will, and I know. And I must be brave in it, and that's what we must do. But my point here is that when I look at life, and I look at the side yard, and I look at my home, I was rejoicing over how beautiful it looks. But it's so true that it's almost like, the only way I can describe it for those of you that may not understand, is that you're looking at the same things, right? You're looking at the same things that you once found so much beauty in. And this time you're seeing it through like numbness. I wanted to say like a grayness over it, like a filter. But it's worse than that. It's like you're looking at it, and this time you don't feel while you're looking at it. Like, even though I was rejoicing in the house, right? Yeah, you can look at something and go, wow, that's so pretty. What a beautiful sunset. Look at that. It can even capture you and go, oh my gosh, look how beautiful that is. It's not the same thing. It's just not. And I don't think that it's that I have a lack of gratefulness anymore. I do understand in the Catholic faith, we talk about entering into suffering with Christ, okay? If we weren't doing that, we wouldn't be suffering. Everything would be like, hey, God died on the cross, so he saved us from our sins, and that's all, and everything is glorious. No, we still have to suffer. We are participating. The Catholic Church talks about that Jesus himself said that I promise you suffering. So this is it. So as you are suffering, yes, you are joyful in the Lord, you know, but it's like numb. It's like, I feel like, you know, when you get a C-section, for those of you that understand, and for those of you that don't, I'll explain. When you have a C-section, it takes a good year for you to not be in pain of any kind. And then you still don't even have, like, when you touch in that area, you don't, it's kind of numb. There's parts of your belly that are numb, and it's not like 100% full-blown back, at least for me. And so it's like that. It's like, you know, you don't feel the bliss. It's like you're just numb. It's like you can't feel. It's really weird. So I'm happy to explain all of this, because one day I will be gone, and someone, or even now, we can listen, you know, you'll experience this probably, most likely at some point in your life with somebody, your child, God forbid, or your spouse. People seem like, you know, like your spouse is not as special as your children and whatnot. I've had a child die through stillborn. That was excruciating, like beyond belief. This is a different kind of excruciating, because like you know them so well. When you have a child through stillborn, you don't know them except for the 9 months they were in your womb, you know, and you still, like, for the rest of your life. I used to know women in the nursing homes. The elderly women would be sitting in their bed crying over their stillborns when they were like so young. It's crazy, right? It's so beautiful. So it just shows you that it will always be with you. But when you lose your spouse, that I can't even explain how I adore this man. It's like, how is this person gone? Excuse me. How? I look at his car. How is he gone?
and you want to trust in God. You want to trust in God. And you have to, because you have to show him that you love him, just like you would have to show anybody that you love them. But it still hurts like hell. You know, my son today said, "Mama, you're always crying, stop it." And I'm like, yeah, but I cry out of joy too, so it's not all sad. And I said, Seth, let me tell you something. I would be crying a whole lot more. I hold a lot of it in. I hold a lot of it in. And I function at the same time. He just sees some of a tiny fraction of the sadness. Oh, God. So, okay, I'm back. This life to me, I love what the priest said the other day. I forget the exact words, but he was talking about the trials. The trials. Like, we just have to make it through. My son goes, "Mama, say it in your head. I'm taking the lights off the Christmas tree." And I'm just like, it seems like everything I do is like so pointless. Does that make sense? Like before, when I was married, I would be doing things with so much joy. Look, I got you some cheese at the store, you know, or I got this for you for the game, you know, or don't worry, we'll make it through. It's going to be exciting. Yeah, we're going to pack and we're going to go to the mountains and all this here. Just everything was so exciting. And I would even say to Stephen, okay, I would say to him all the time, "Isn't this exciting?" And there wasn't even anything going on. I was just so excited. I was excited. I was just loving my life. I'm like, I am married to the man of my dreams. Even though we had big faults, I had his children. I love God. We're going to heaven. Everything's fantastic. So I would just be in the midst of all of it, you know, like with a bunch of like clouds all around me. And I would say, "Isn't this exciting?" And he would always say, "Yes." And I would laugh and I'd say, "That's great, thank you." Like, he didn't even know what I was talking about. And he would say yes, he would agree. But it's like everything is done without that joy. And I really miss it. Yes, I do. I really miss it. I miss it. But you know what? I guess I could say that I'm making up for, see, in the Catholic Church, we believe in penance, and we know that Jesus died on the cross to open the gates of heaven and for our sins, but like the church says, we must participate. So I have now entered into, I lived 48 years pretty good. A lot of, well, I mean, yeah, God took care of me all that time. There was a lot of it that was like hell. I would say the last 17 to 20 were like the ultimate. There was a lot of suffering through all of that, let me tell you. Oh yeah, I could write a book and you would not believe me that all of that horror happened. You just wouldn't believe. You'd say, no way. But what am I saying to you now? So experiencing these things. See, I was listening to a YouTube video the other day. I think it was a priest talking. He was saying that suffering is not, I forget the word he used, but he was basically saying it's okay. It's okay to suffer, like we're supposed to. You know what I mean? We're supposed to. So it's not like a bad thing. You know, you're not cursed, you're not doomed because you, look how pretty the moon looks. Can you see that up there? I don't know. Yeah, you can. Right there. Right there. So, you know, look at Saint Therese, who died, I don't know, was she 24 or 25? When her mother died when she was little, she said, "Mama, I want you to die." And they were all like, "What?" So she was just basically saying, "I want you to go to heaven. And in order to get there, you have to die." So she lost her mother at a very young age. She must have been like, what, 6 maybe? And after that, the world became this place, a very solemn place. And, you know, she had a lot of joy in her heart with the Lord. And that's what you have to do. Like, it's just only with God. You have to find that. And it's only through Him. So if you're trying to do and find joy without God, I would think that it would be false joy. Like when a lot of people, they go out, they think they're having the time of their life. And it's not. It's not. It's like, it's false joy. Does that make sense? It's false joy. It's not real. You think you're having a good time in that moment, and it feels good, right? But it's not an everlasting joy. And so, but at the same time, it's the weirdest thing. It's like you can find joy, but like I said, like sometimes I still cry because I'm so thankful to God. I'm so joyful. Like just paying my mortgage, I'm just like, God, thank you so much. Like, and you can cry about it. It's just like, thank you that you're still taking care of us. Thank you that today was filled. My house was filled with people, you know, and the carpenter is going up and down the stairs fixing that, you know, the guys outside, all you hear is hammering all around the house no matter where you go. There was 2 of them. My best friend was here. She took my girls out. They're out looking at flooring for the kitchen. My son is here with me. Miffy, we found him today. We lost him for a little while. And I need that. And God knows that I need that. He knows that I need to be surrounded, you know? And then I'm like, well, what am I going to do later on when it's really winter and not many people are around? Like, what am I going to do? And it's like, Lisa, Stephen thought that when he was going into the kitchen, that he was going to be coming out of the kitchen. How do I know that? Because he had the remote control in his hand. He thought he was coming out to watch television, okay? And he didn't. Instead, he met God. He met God instead. So we don't know. We can plan, but let's not get hysterical. I cry because I miss Mr. Fry so much, and there's nothing I can do but pray for him, which I do. But I love him and I miss him, and I will always feel that way. You know, it's like if I get remarried, this gentleman is just gonna have to be very understanding. I will love him with all that I am, the new man. And I thank God all the time. I say, thank you for preparing him and thank you for sending him to me, whoever that is. That is my vocation. I need to be married. That's how I see it. Do I need? I don't know. God will let me know if I need. But I really, really, really desire it. And so, who knows? Maybe I'll spend the rest of my life not with a man. I can imagine that. I can, for some reason. You know, like I said, I have my eye on one particular right now. I do. And I don't know, I don't know. When I'm talking to him, I feel really, really good. He makes me laugh. But I've agreed to be his friend, but he's not around right now, so I don't know. He's really, really, he's sensitive. He is generous, not just to me, but to all. He is, I said sensitive. I like that a lot about him. He's funny and sensitive. He's educational. He loves to teach, you know. So I pray for him every day. I fast for him every day. I beg God every day. I'm like, come on, bring it on. Could I go after others? Absolutely. But like I keep telling my kids, I'm like, you only need one. So we wait patiently. Whatever God wants. Oh, I can see my breath. Can you see that? So, waiting for Mr. Fry. Yes, so whatever man comes into my life, if there ever does, which I'm believing, is going to have to be extremely understanding. I will love both men, which is really weird. Really weird. Really weird. You know, because I didn't leave him. You know, it wasn't through this terrible divorce or anything. It was through a death. Till death do us part, so I must carry on. I don't understand it. He's so magnificent. How? But through the grace of God, there go I. Is that how it goes? Yes. Looking at a birdie. I want to see the birdie. Can you see that birdie flying around? That's me too, flying solo there, little buddy. But we're not really flying solo. You know, people say, oh, you're alone. I'm like, no. I have my guardian angel. I have God. We're all set. You know, I think the hardest times right now are at night. Are they back? They might be. No, they're not. It's my neighbor. All right, well, let's go inside. Anyway, look at this. We have a saw. We have all the rugs that got wet. We have motorcycles. All of this one day will go into my shed, but I have to have shelves put in there. That thing's full. And then this is going to be a beautiful room, and I'm going to put windows in here, and we could get a little heating kind of device. See, this is yellow to me. That's yellow. See, watch, yellow. Not yellow. More like a creamy beige kind of thing, right? Look, can you see the difference? Let's see. Oh, it's kind of dark in there. Yellow. Not yellow. Anyway, St. Joseph owns my house. He knows what he's doing, Lisa. Relax.